What's up, people? It is the Oracle of Elohim at 4:28 a.m. on the 26th of June, 2024. The Holy Spirit woke me up this morning. Thank you, Abiyah, Elohim. Thank you, Yeshua, for proceeding before I am. Thank you, Holy Mother of Mary, for your sacred womb. Thank you to my wonderful ancestors of the highest white light for protecting me throughout the night. Thank you to my archangels. Thank you to my assigned angels who oppose any threat against my life, as well as my ancestors. How y'all doing? Now let's talk some real stuff, people. Let's talk some real stuff, real life stuff. And many may be in opposition of what I'm about to say, and that's okay, because maybe you have not gone through something. Or perhaps you may be in a docile state of being. However, the God that created me is a God that is in everybody, because we are extensions of Him. And that's just on period. So, what it boils down to when we are distinguished, put out the face of the earth, it is at the will of the Most High to do so. So whether your skin tone is different from mine, the Most High does not care about all that. Only us humans have tried to put ourselves first or superior over another. So therefore, all I know is all of us are here, and it's at the will of the Most High. Some of us are here. No, all of us are here as an example. Now, whether you follow the example of wrong or right, that's totally up to you. However, we all know there is ramifications for every action. So now let's get into the meat and the potatoes. How many of us are for the death penalty? Well, what constitutes the death penalty? What warrants it? That's what I'm asking everybody, specifically my karmics. You know, you intrusive karmics. We'll put it that way. Yes. Well, now, I've had to experience the audacity of someone using an energy weapon that is made for war when I didn't know that I was in a war until someone put me in it, unbeknownst to me. And that even started possibly from the womb. but it most definitely started after the umbilical cord was cut. So, all my life, I was placed in a fight. And even if the one who started the fight or the war is not presently on earth, the fight still is existing. And some have took the term that the Most High is God of gods, Lord of lords, and they have decided that they were going to be God over my life, Lord over my life. But I serve, I am protected, I am here for the one and only God, according to Zechariah 14, who will rule the earth, who is the earth, who is everything in it. And so therefore, he allowed us, as he told Adam, go out and name the animals. Go out and be productive, right? So some of us have been productive. Some of us have become judges, lawyers, doctors, teachers, chemists, biochemists, environmental specialists, marine kingdom specialists, agriculture specialists, farmers, herbalists, wise counsel, people who have foresight, some who are in direct opposition of what the Most High mandated of us to do. From the story of 40 years in the wilderness. Now, I know that Aramis Ayala was very adamant she does not like the death penalty. And you know, I have mentioned her name several times. And I do believe she is directly affiliated with my issue, along with some others who are in her field of study and field of pushing laws, getting things done, calling judgment, hopefully upright, but not so in this case. Now, depending on the severity of the case, the death penalty can be imposed, utilized, and executed. Now, if you were I and you had to experience someone constantly following, tracking, opposing your idea to be wholesome, legally represented, earning gainful resources through employment and not illegal, illicit gain of what we know as breaking the law, someone always in opposition of you doing the right thing to make you look like you are something else. Then, on top of that, sending someone to infect your bloodstream with a deadly, incurable disease as of this date, today of the 26th of June 2025. Using an energy weapon that is meant for war, not for domestic purposes or uses, but there have been domestic terrorism actions impeded intrusively on my life. And maybe perhaps that's why Aramis Ayala, trying to say your last name correctly, because it's probably not your name. But anyway, so this person, they retired early. Did y'all not think something was strange with that? I mean, were you even there for 2 years? I don't know. I gotta do more research on that. But anyway, and then you have what? 2 children, is it? And you retire or early off of what? You just got there. And you were opposing the death penalty. Although I don't want the death penalty imposed on someone who doesn't deserve it. That's not what I'm saying. But look it up for yourself and listen to what I'm saying to you as these egregious, toxic, intrusive, murderous, along with attempted murder, and then the terminology of secret society, slow burn, and then this constant following. Won't even allow a homeless person to uprightly obtain resources that are out there because they call or they have marked you to be, for you to be rejected or told no, or to give you the opposite of what you request when they have it. You're not allowed to get food stamps. You're not allowed to obtain legal employment. And then they give someone else the right to use your Social Security, your true identity, which is your name, and what is associated with your name, which could be assets, which is, in this case, assets. Because anyone trying to knock you off, take you out, erase you so they can walk in your likeness, that's what it's all about. Money, power, and fame. I rebuke you in the holy name of Yeshua. And may your plans quickly be exposed and deleted and disposed of when it comes to me. Now, when it comes to you, I want the judicial system, or should I say, when it comes to you all, they, them. It's a we thing with you all, not with me, because I didn't co-sign, I didn't consent to this war that you have brought to my life. So, if given the opportunity, I will want to seek the death penalty for the actions of those who will be found guilty, because in this case, the glove fits. Somebody, or a lot of somebodies, conspired to use an energy weapon on me, not for a day, not for a week, not for a month, for years. And that object, in my opinion, must have secretly murdered others. That's why it was your thing of choice. And when you saw that it did not murder me, you continue to follow track, poison my food. If I order out, you do something in the restaurants that I go to. You have sent people to me to date people, and they have poisoned my food and drink. Yet, on the 26th of June, 2025, by the grace and mercy in the decision of Elohim for me to be here to speak to my opposition and others to know that you are diabolical and sinister, and when you go to court and be sentenced, the death penalty should be on the table. You do not have a right to follow, control, and then try to obsolete somebody at will for them just being themselves and having things that you have decided that you wanted. You Debos, according to the movie of Friday, you Putin people who, in my opinion, I don't know how somebody wake up and say, I'm going to take over a whole nother country. Like you people have decided, I'm going to take over Jennifer's life, or the oracle of Elohim, the miracle of Elohim, who is still here speaking to you to tell you to stop, as I have done many, many months, weeks, days, years ago. So therefore, if there was a court and I was to go to it, I would want the death penalty on the table for you grown bullies. Anybody 21 and up is an adult. You know right from wrong, and you chose to do wrong. Stalk me on the road, do something to my car that could cause me bodily injury, if not death, or cause me to do cause another death to the people that I share the roadway with. I mean, it's just so many things that you people have done to try to cause my demise and to put me in a coffin. So therefore, Aramis Ayala, who knew she was doing something criminal, that's why she opposed it, because she know that death penalty can and will be put on the table based on what's written under it and based on what you people are doing against me, not allowing my free will, my free thought that is within the confines of the legal realm, where I have not broken any laws that constitute your tracking, following, and definitely not trying to poison me or murder me without me having my day in court against thee. So therefore, the very thing that you wished upon me just might come upon you. Because when I had my day in court for the intrusive, toxic, murderous ways of some, I would want to seek the death penalty. Because if you go pay a practitioner to give me death secretly, go to another country, I need for you to put a spell on this person and give them death. Then why not can the constitutional law that is supposed to uphold the law that's written in stone, in my opinion, perception, because you have it written in your law books, that the death penalty shall be imposed, executed based on the actions, intent, and the egregiousness of the crime. And if this is not egregious and toxic and noxic and imposing on somebody else's right, and you think that I do not want to seek the death penalty, and I'm talking to ALL, even if you came out my twat, I will ask the courts, is the death penalty on the table? Because in my opinion, based on your written constitution, it should be, especially for those who are supposed to uphold the law. But yet, you follow, try to learn, try to delay my justice so you can learn, or try to seek find a weakness so you can come in like thunder and take my foundation from under my feet, as you have already physically done, but you want to do it spiritually, where my spirit is no longer in this body, speaking to you about you should have the death penalty and your spirit should leave your body for being a bully and trying to run somebody else's life, and then have the audacity to have contracts over somebody else's life that didn't even, whether it was willingly or unknowingly, and unknowingly knowing the intention of the contract that you all have placed me in for your little game of kill, steal, and destroy. Now, again, people, look up the death penalty. Look at my videos and what I have said these people have done. Stolen identity, poisoning, trying to infect me with an incurable STD by sending a lover to me, and then that same lover put the Neuralink in me, has been trying to steal from me. I don't even get my U.S. postal mail because someone there has somebody in their pocket to redirect my mail. When the services that are rendered to others is always opposition for me, where somebody has either controlled through spell work and or bribery to afflict that type of pain or chaos or mismanagement of their power, which is called the gatekeeper. Gatekeepers of businesses who have the power to say yes or no to you, or to make your way hard because they sit in that seat and no one's overseeing them and how they operate. Because some of you need to be babysat because you act childish, but yet you're grown, and so people overlook what you are doing when they should be looking at what you're doing. I mean, it should be on every job, someone should be watched on how you operate. Now, based upon you all's actions of what you are doing to me, you're trying to study me, but yet you put me homeless living in my car, and you're still trying to study me to see how you can come in. I beg to differ. You need to be studied when you are employed on your job, whether you're doing it from the house or you're inside the business that employed you, because some of you are not doing your job appropriately. You are basing it on a bribe, or you are basing it on, okay, I don't care for this person, so I'm not going to give her the full dynamics of what our operations can give to her. I'm going to make her way rough because I could do that, because I sit as this gatekeeper in this position, and I could do that. Judicial, Supreme Court Justice. Anyway, so the death penalty should be observed for some of you, because you evil gatekeepers and you evil people who have take up residents to become allies with these people who are bullies and who are doing the wrong thing. You better think about what you're doing, because the death penalty could very well be implemented in your sentencing. Whether you accomplish knocking me off or not, I know that I'm not the first that you have did this to, because you're too organized. So therefore, you have already did this to many, and if there is an investigation, I hope they are finding out what you have done to others, where the death penalty will be executed and brought on the table for those it is applicable for and to. Because people like you, I would not want my dog. I wouldn't even want roaches around you, although some would consider you as a roach. Okay, so that's just how adamant I am about your actions and your heartlessness to impute egregious things to someone else for your own good. And see, you diabolical demons, you want to send roaches to my vehicle. That's why I say, no, the death penalty need to be on the table. And for some of you, it needs to be implemented, because you are sick in your head and in your heart. You don't know how to stop. You will infect a prison. You will infect a community. You have already done that. So, it's really time for you to just be put in solitary until your lottery number comes up for that death penalty chair. That's my opinion on my opposition, that I would love for Abba Elohim to invoke in the spirit and in the natural. I just would like to know what my audience think, because, if you have families or even yourself, people like this in control, paying people to do diabolical things to you, to take your human basic rights from you, which is essential to sustain your life, and then you think that I do not want to impose what you have written in stone in your law books, the death penalty and what it constitutes, and right now all of you fall in that. So you sit on it, relish it, look at it in the Constitution and say, oh my God, did my AI, did my IP address, did the cameras on the street see me, follow me? Did it do that? Do it know what I did last summer? Do it know? And may the death penalty be on the table. Period.